Finally, it's been 3,000 years. It felt too long to have something to talk about. Metroid Prime 4 finally gets a trailer and it looks glorious in HD. But while I was watching, I've noticed a few things, so let's analyze the trailer more closely. The trailer first starts off with the year 20X9, which makes completely no sense at all. Let me explain why. Metroid calendar can be very confusing already, but to give you the gist, Zero Mission and the Prime Trilogy is in the year 20X5. Prime Federation Force is said to be in 20X6. But the Prime games takes place in between Zero Mission and Samus Returns. So is that a problem? Well, Samus Returns promotional material seems to suggest at most a single year has passed between Zero Mission to Samus Returns. And so the game could still be in 20X5. To make matters more confusing, Super Metroid Japanese commercials said the game took place in 20X7, despite it taking place immediately after Samus Returns, which was then immediately followed by Other M. At that point, it is unknown what year Metroid Fusion take place, but looking at Samus in Prime 4, she still sports the Varia suit, and so this game must take place before Fusion, because Samus gains the recovering power suit in Fusion. So where does this leave Prime 4? It likely takes place before Samus Returns. Why? In the trailer, we see Sylux appear with two Metroids behind him. Or are they? Let's get into that later. In Metroid Samus Returns, the baby is the last Metroid in existence. So with those two infant Metroids by Sylux's side, this means that the game very likely to take place before Samus Returns, which begs the question of how did a year pass between Zero Mission and the Samus Returns, and yet Prime 4 takes place in 20X9. See? Very confusing, but I digress. After that, we get the location, which is the Galactic Federation Research Facilities, and it is being raided by space pirates, as we can see the Federation turrets are getting destroyed by firepower from the sky. We then see Samus' ship flies in and lands on the planet. The ship looks very similar to the one in Metroid Prime Corruption, albeit a lot less saturated, but it still sports the same windscreen design and two guns / engine attached to the side. We then see Samus in her Varia suit, and while it does bear resemblance to Prime 2 and 3 Varia suit, there seems to be subtle differences for the suit. For starters, the chest light isn't as big in Prime 4 Beyond, and the other difference I could find that is more obvious is her abdomen area. Her abs have more segment this time around, and her upper abdomen plate has an extra slit of line found running along the middle, but other than that, the suit looks largely similar. Going further into the trailer, we see gameplay, and on the top left corner, we can see a radar where Samus is marked by an arrow pointing upwards. Enemies are indicated as red diamonds, as we can see throughout the trailer. But I'm not sure if the marker also appears for dead enemies, as we can see Samus walks past one on her left, and while he looks dead, he could also be on his last breath, like later on, another to be confirmed. On that same radar, it seems that allies are marked as green circles. We know it's allies because while it's very tiny, you can see two very likely to be Federation soldiers, it is a Federation research facility after all, are being shot at by one of the space pirates instead of at Samus. It seemed like it'll be a big feature where Samus will receive ally support if they have bothered to mark allies as green markers. Placed in the middle of the top screen, we see Samus' health bar, and she starts with 99 health like with all games. On the top right corner, it is the minimap of the area you are in. The minimap is also accompanied with the letters just underneath, which is the direction you are going in, and we can see Samus going northeast and northwest direction. We also see a red circle placed between two rooms, likely to indicate a door that needs to be opened with a missile, but Samus was past that door at the trailer at that point, so we can't confirm for sure. But we do know that missile door makes a return, as we can then see a group of pirates tinkering with a door that requires the missile to open. Continuing with the user interface, on the bottom left, we can see a directional pad with the missile located on the right D-pad, and the game calls it the missile launcher. You can see how much supply you have on the bottom right, where she is holding 30, and it seems another 30 is in the backup as well, so there's likely a reload system in this game, as when the main number depleted to 29, the other number is still in 30. There's one more thing on the screen that I didn't address though, and that is the exclamation mark located at the top left as well. While we don't see the exclamation mark go into action, we know that in past Prime games, it likely means Samus is standing on some kind of hazard that will drain her health. Phase On doesn't exist anymore, but we can see fire in multiple areas, and likely if Samus makes contact, that marker will go off, or it could be an invisible enemy indicator, but we will have to wait and see. We then see a few space pirates on the planet, and once again, true to Prime fashion, these pirates don't look like any of the past pirates that appeared in older games, so it's a new species of space pirates. These new pirates look more like bugs as opposed to the ones found in Prime 1, 2 and 3 who had proper jaws. I mean as close to proper jaws as it can get for Prime 3. While Prime Federation Force has bug-like features as well, where both have mandibles and a carapace-like body armor, it doesn't look like the same species as Prime 4 pirates have small antennas like an ant. And then for returning features, the scan feature is back, but that's a staple in the mainline Prime games. But essentially the scan mechanic is mostly an optional feature for players who want to learn more about the lore of the game without the game forcing it down our throats, as we can see in the trailer with Samus scanning the space pirate, revealing the pirate is indeed not dead, but it's on its entry to the gates of hell. Another returning feature we see is the Morph Ball, and she goes into a vent. I'm assuming no one is surprised Morph Ball is making a return, but I do like to point out that the user interface on the screen takes away most of your features except for your health bar, and it now adds 3 bombs underneath the health bar. That likely means Bomb Jump is making a return as well. Once Samus travels through the vent, we can see the pirates bust through the door and begin blasting away at the Federation soldiers, who can be seen towing some kind of diamond-shaped artifact. We don't know what it is, but being a research facility, there's likely 2 possibilities. One is that it is some kind of Galactic Federation gadget, but the design is too alien, and so I believe that it is likely some kind of enlightened alien species technology. Why do I believe that? In every Prime game, the game always introduced a highly advanced species in the lore. Prime 1 had the Chozos, Echoes had Luminorth, Corruption had the fallen species of Reptilicus, and also making mentions of the Yila and the Encrons. Prime Hunters had the Alimbics, and in Prime Federation Force, the game had the Ancient Bion race. So it stands to reason that Prime Beyond has their own advanced species as well. Now is it the mentioned Yila or the Encron, or is it a new species altogether? That we do not know, and just because there's a pattern doesn't mean that this will happen again. In the next scene, it shows more space pirates gets dropped in by a pod. It shows Samus can lock onto the enemy like previous games, but what happens after is the highlight. A returning character appears. I already mentioned Sylux before, but surprise, it's Sylux. He sports a similar appearance to his Prime Hunter's appearance, but this time with sharper shoulder spikes among other smaller changes. Sylux seems to be commanding a group of space pirates, so this means his allegiance are now confirmed to be with the pirates. Previously, we knew Sylux hated the Galactic Federation, but it was never confirmed Sylux has any dealings with the pirates in Hunters or Federation Force. What is very curious is that Sylux has 2 Metroids that didn't attack him or the pirates. From the secret ending of Prime Federation Force, where the Metroid egg hatched in front of Sylux, it likely means that they imprinted on Sylux as the mother, much like the baby viewed Samus. But what did get me questioning is why is there 2 of them? At Prime Federation Force ending, we saw Sylux went deep into the facilities just for 1 Metroid egg, so I did wonder about that, until you look closer at the Metroids. They seem to only have 1 nuclei instead of the 4 that can be found in normal Metroids. This means they are Mocktroids, failed clones found in Super Metroid. The game then shows the logo, and the icon at the back seems to be a wormhole or dark hole of some sort. With the title being Beyond, could there be a correlation to traveling to different dimensions? Oh, and we also see Nintendo Switch logo at the top left, so the game is confirmed to be on the Switch at least. The trailer then continues in a flora-rich planet, and we can see green-colored bat-like creatures that are not the Shriek Bats seen throughout the franchise. What is interesting is that we can see behind Samus, a portal-like glow is behind her, seemingly to support the wormhole travels. Finally, 2025 appears in the middle of the screen, confirming it is coming out next year, so I'm looking forward to that. And that's all I found in the trailer. Did you notice anything that I seem to have missed? Comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. That's it for now. Bye.